Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Unheralded Black Men. You know what? I'm going to tell a story. And this is a true story. Well, all of them are true, but this is actually something that I was inspired to do this by something recently, right? So check it out. We took my son's Saturday. We got some pretzels for a nice little snack, right? At this place around my way, right? And I saw this dude in there. I'm gonna call him Fred. I seem to like to use that name. Not his real name, of course, because I don't know if he wants his name said on the air, if he even knew what I did for a living. But Fred, right? And this dude is a very cheerful brother. He's working because he works in the pretzel place. And he also works in a grocery store next to the pretzel place, right? And the dude is just always just got good cheer, very friendly, very good with customers and all of that stuff. And he's not like a manager or anything like that. He's just a worker. He's a worker bee, right? But he's just doing it with just such a just a joy for life. And it's interesting where I first met the dude, or saw the dude. I saw him, right? It was at this circus, and I can't remember. We call it the ghetto circus, right? Because it's just like some little traveling thing, and they do a bunch of stuff, and it's small time. I mean, like one of those major, like Ringling Brothers or something, right? But and I remember seeing them there because there was this thing they would take some people from the audience and blindfold them and have them dancing. And dude was getting off. He was having a good time with it. People enjoyed it. So, we saw each other, in the county we live in. If you black, you see somebody, you tend to remember their faces. It is what it is, right? So, I'd see him around the neighborhood sometimes, so I knew he lived around there. And then, finally saw him working in a grocery store. We just introduced ourselves. Hey, yo, what's up, right? And, dude got a couple kids, young kid, also some grandkids, right? And, I always see him around, but then, at the pretzel place, they ain't have any pretzels ready, so we had to stand there a while. So we had talked before, and about some things, but then we talked on a deeper level. He was telling me, because I was like, man, how many jobs you got? In fact, me and one of his co-workers were joking about, he's going go down the line. First the grocery store, then the pretzel place, and then next to it is a dry cleaners. I said, yeah, I'm going to go in there one day. You're going to be handing me my dry cleaning. Shit. It's a tax place next to that. Dude going to be in there doing taxes. That dude, and he'll probably get it. He'll probably get it, but that dude be working out too, right? So he be doing it, but he was like, yeah, Rom, just got to do what I got to do out here, man. I'm raising my grandkids. Right? Because he just said his son wasn't available to raise the grandkids, right? And, when you hear that, certain places, just to let that go, just be like, oh, okay. It happens, right? And, he actually inspired me to do this particular podcast, right? Because you got, you always hearing about black men ain't doing this, black men ain't doing that, black men ain't building. And, and sometimes I just want to, when I hear that, I just want to say to the people who will say that sometimes, like, you some stupid ass motherfuckers. You a stupid little boy or you a stupid little girl, because you get men and women who say dumb stuff like that. Because, one of the things is you have a lot of unheralded black men out there who are working hard, whose lives will impact somebody else. You look at somebody like, now I'm a fan of Washington's football team. I don't like saying their name because they need to change it. That's a political thing. But I was watching their game. Now I'm recording this on a Monday morning, right? And I was watching a game last night. Last night when they were playing Seattle and everything, right? And actually, Seattle's like my second team. Right, so it's like if Seattle had beat them, I wouldn't have lost any sleep. I actually like them, and of course we know how big a fan, how many fans that Russell Wilson has, and this whole Black Manosphere thing. Yeah, but anyway, one of my favorite players is actually Richard Sherman, right? And despite Richard Sherman's fame and everything, his father still worked as a garbage man. And you've met, I've met there's plenty of black men who's probably done jobs like that, or, worked hard 2 and 3 jobs just to provide for their family. I've known several. And it ain't a rare thing. When women say some stuff about, well, there's no good men out there and all of that, I know they ain't even talking about character. Because you got men out there not only raising their children, other people's children. There's a lot of single fathers out there doing what they can for their child, or raising their child by themselves. Or you got some guys, they don't have the education. They probably, they probably wouldn't be able to get on YouTube like I can, or social media or something, write books or whatever, or have my educational background. But you know what? Through their character, they're making a difference in someone's life. You got this dude, Fred, who's raising his grandkids. You never know, because, I was very influenced by, my grandmother raising me, but, also step-grandfather and everything. That can be, to me, that's heroic. It really is, because we don't know, by him working hard and doing all of that, we don't know what that grandchild will be. And especially in a day and age when you have a lot of black children who are in the foster care system. You got parents, you got grandparents like really forcing themselves, or, working hard, taking second jobs, whatever. Black men in particular who doing what they got to do. Now, you get some ignorant ass people, and I'm going to say ignorant, who will say, well, they supposed to do that and shit. Okay, fine. You could say that, but then how is it that you can't acknowledge them, but you want to focus on the ones that ain't doing anything, who don't have the character to do anything? And I said this to somebody who said something stupid like that one time. I said, well, hold up. If more people talked about the men of character, the good men, good black men who are just going to work hard, do their thing, more people would not only appreciate it, not only have gratitude for it, but try to emulate it. And I've always said too, I've said this 1,000 times, and I've told women this, sometimes look at that man's character. Don't get caught up in the flashy stuff. Look at that man's character. Here's a man, right? This man's a grandfather. Now, with black men and black people in general, if we keep ourselves healthy, we can be in our 70s and stuff and look about 40 and whatnot, right? So it's hard to tell what his age is. I just know he got grandkids, which, that's hard to say. He could be around my age because, technically I could have grandkids, if I started having babies earlier, But still, this dude is up there working. This dude is up there getting something. In fact, I think this dude might be in his 60s, to be honest with you. But he's doing his thing. He's doing what a man's supposed to do. And a lot of times, I really think we do need to acknowledge them. Because you never know. You never know. You got guys like that, not even just working. You got a lot of men, a lot of black men who volunteer with kids. Sometimes they ain't even their own kids. Well, definitely not their own kids. Sometimes they don't even have kids, right? Like this show I watch. I've mentioned this before, and they probably filming it right now. And those the Friday Night Tykes shows, where they showing these kids playing youth football in Texas and Pennsylvania. And what strike me, they got a lot of coaches, black male coaches, who are just giving back. Sometimes they don't even have a biological kid on the team, but they still giving back. And especially for, and that's something for like a lot of women who will say, yeah, these guys need to come back into the community and stuff. Now, I know some guys don't want to do it, but you know what? There's some guys who do it anyway, right? But a lot of times they doing it, they just doing it because they're doing it. They just have that much of a caring and stuff. They want to be there. They want to coach the football. They want to impact these children's lives and stuff. And I've known so many stories, not just of, my man Bill, but Fred. Bill ain't his real name. That's Bill was the second name I was going to use. But Fred, shoot, you got plenty of dudes doing that, but they unheralded. They unheralded. While somebody's focused on, some D-boy or, some ne'er-do-well or some dude who's just going to lay up on a woman. You got dudes out there hard working and all of that. And, and I'm going to say this. I'll keep saying it. If you acknowledge them more, other guys will get the message. If you sexually empower them more, and when I say sexually empower, I don't mean just having sex, but, make them the favorite men. Just say, hey, you know what? We need to, like, be pointing out these men of character. We need to get over our own shit and give these men more of a chance. And I'm not saying this video, this is not even about that, just giving them a chance, but it's just acknowledging them and acknowledging that they're there, because to me they make a bigger difference. And why I even think that, ironically it came from this black woman I used to work with. Now, this black woman, yeah, she was working well at this job I was at, but she was more of a clerk. She ain't had the same level or degree and all of that. And her husband just worked doing maintenance and stuff, right? But she told me a story that always struck me, right? And really, this her husband. He's in there too. So this is both the parents, right? She told me, like, one day her the principal of her son's school wanted to talk to her, and she was very concerned. She was like, "Why would he want to talk to me?" And the principal wanted to just praise her and her husband for what they were doing, And like I said, I knew her, but then her husband was also there doing his thing because they were raising such great kids. And I said, you know what? That's powerful right there, because those 4 kids, she had four kids. They'll grow up and do great things. And sometimes, it's that hand that raised them up, that instilled some values in them, that makes a difference. Now, no telling what these kids are doing now. Might have seen them playing ball somewhere, or might have seen them in a business magazine. Who knows? But it makes a big thing. It makes a big thing. So, yeah, let's give a shout out to them, those type of guys, those men primarily. All right, let's acknowledge them. Raise the purple cup to them. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.